always relationships are more important than punchlines, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think anybody would listen to that and be like, "Oh, that's a real diss. Like she must be crying about that line." Um, and I think because of how crazy and strange and fateful the way we met was, I think we have to pick our moments to like do stuff together and make sure it's only really cool stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like we can't have it like be somebody else's idea that gets in front of it and they're
Mhm.
like, because it's if you're like a really true creative, visceral, vibey like person, it's probably hard for you to work at a corporation. So how can you
Mhm.
give a creative, creative ideas, and you're working in a house of non creativity? It's like this weird. So whenever we talk directly, okay. Now what if later in the song, I was also to have said, I made her famous. Is that is
Oh,
it,
did you say that?
yes, it might have happened.
Oh God. Well, what am I gonna do about it?
Like that, do the hair flip.
Yeah. I mean, um, it's just kind of like whatever at this point.
Yeah.
But I mean, just you got to tell the story the way that it happened to you and the way that you experienced it. Like you honestly didn't know who I was before that. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if I sold 7 million of that album before you did that, which is what happened. You didn't know who I was before that. It's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. It's definitely you're uh get ready to trend. That's all I can say.
What's the song called?
It might be called Hood Famous.
Oh, cool.
All right.
Is it going to be like a single, or is it going to be a SoundCloud release? What are you doing?
Oh, this one right here is like fucking song of the year type territory.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, amazing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh, speaking of Song of the Year, are you going to Grammy?
Um. I. You know what? I was thinking to not do it, but I think that this song. Uh. You know what? I'm gonna send you the song, and send you the exact wording and everything about it, right? And then we could sit and talk through it. But if the song goes and fucking just
More stuff. They just like look at us and they're like, you already have so much. Even if we've made an incredible achievement, it's harder for people to write down our names for some reason.
mm,
I get it.
I
I
mean,
get it. It's just human nature. It's envy. It's asking people in our industry to vote for the people who are already killing it.
yeah. Yeah, it's like how it's like so many people wanted Meek Mills to win because uh, so many people wanted Meek Mills to win because just Drake was just killing it for so long,
Hmm.
and they were just like, we just need like Meek Mills to like. Um, but I think okay, so that has my mind going through a lot of places to problem solve. But I was talking to Ben Horowitz. Do you know this guy? He's a VC at Dreesen and Horowitz out of San Fran, but he's down with
I
the.
know that name, but I
It's
don't know him
it's just like the
personally.
San Fran clique, that type of thing. Like he stays down the street from Mark Zuckerberg and shit like that. So I was talking to him and I was like, bro, like me, I'm in personal debt. I'm in debt by a good like 20-30 million ever since the fashion and still have not made it out of it. So that's part of the reason why I had to go to Rock Nation and the touring deals, blah, and it allowed the whole town to try to feel like they could control Kanye or either talk to me like I'm regular or have agents do it, but they saw they couldn't. It's like even in debt, he moves around like he's like a billionaire. I'm like, yeah, I'm a cultural trillionaire. I might have financial debt. So I told Ben Horowitz, I was like, you guys got Mark Zuckerberg, or whoever, Tim Cook, you guys have to clean that up. So I'm sending Ben Horowitz my current balance. That means like I'm not up 50, not up 100 million, not up 200 million, not up 300 million. No, negative 20 million. Currently, Kanye West, the guy who created the genre of music that is The Weeknd, that is Drake, the guy who created
Yeah.
every single person that makes music right now favorite album is The College Dropout. Every single person that makes music, that is there. But I'm rich enough for, I have my wife, like my wife, I went into debt to my wife by $6 million working on the fucking house less than like a few months ago, and I was able to pay her back before Christmas and shit like that. So, when I talk about Nike, the idea that they wouldn't give me a percentage, that I could make something that was so tangible when Drake was just rapping me into the motherfucking trash can, that I could have something that was tangible that showed my creativity and expressed myself, that also could be a business that I could have a 5 times multiple on and actually be able to sell it for like $100 million, $200 billion. That was very serious. Every conversation, every time I scream at Charlemagne or scream at Sway, that was really, really, really serious. And it also was with my family. I felt like, look, if I'm just an angry black guy with some cool red shoes from Nike 5 years ago, I was going to be visiting my daughter as opposed to be living with her. It would have been like enough is enough. It wouldn't have been cool anymore, because it would have been a group of people, including my wife, that all had at least like 500, 400 million in their account. And then you get the angry black man at the party talking about, I'm the one that put Kim in the dress. I'm the one that did this. I'm that. But it never realized itself. So that's one of the things I just talked to Ben. And I'm really, because I talk about it on the album, talk about personal debt and shit. Just the idea, like, oh shit, this dude with this fucking Maybach that makes fucking $50 million a tour still hasn't lined it up or came out of the point when AEG and Live Nation wouldn't give him a deal. The debt started after Watch the Throne, because I got no deal, but I still was doing like creative projects on my own, shooting a film in Qatar, doing a fashion show, just trying to, be very Disney, be very visceral, be creative. And
I'm sure you've thought about this up and down, but I mean, is there a way to monetize Yeezys in a way that you felt would still keep them authentic, but make them into a multi-billion-dollar company?
Well, that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're in the plans of. Yeah, I have no. I'm 100% gonna be like a multi billionaire. I think it's fun that I can like be like Charlie Sheen and be like, hey, like I got AIDS, like that. To me, like I told Drake that the other night. I was like, yo, Drake, I'm in personal debt. And for me to tell Drake, the fucking #1 bachelor in the world that can fucking rap anybody into a trash can, that lives 4 blocks down the street from my wife, and like basically fucks all of her friends, that I'm in personal debt, is such a like putting down the sword or putting down the hand or showing the hand, that I don't have my poker face on with any of you guys. I'm just me. I'm just a creative. Everything I did, even when it was mistimed, whatever it might have been from a, it's always like from a good place. And I know that I'll overcome it. And I know that the world will overcome it, because like I'm going to change the world. I'm going to make people's lives better on some post Steve Jobs, Howard Hughes type shit. Like I'm going to do things with education. I'm going to do things that help to calm down murders in Chicago or across the globe. Things to help to calm down police brutality, to equalize the wealth meets the class system, because there's a bunch of classes, wealthy people that hate Obama because he's more social, and he wants the people who don't have anything to have everything. And in my little way, by learning how to design is something that's only given to the rich currently. The exact color palette that Hermes uses versus the color palette that Forever 21 uses. A color palette is extremely important. Color is important. The knowledge of proportions, the size of our house versus the size of someone else's houses, and just the dynamics of the proportion. Like, I don't want this conversation to go too long, but I wanted to give you a bit of like where I'm at, the perspective that I'm at, and the fact that I am the microprocessor of our culture. Meaning, like, I can figure out how to give Rihanna a Mary J. Blige type album. I can figure out how to get the fashion world to accept my wife and thus the whole family. I can figure out a lot of I can figure out how to make something that you're wearing to the airport 5 years after the entire globe